Hello, hello. This is Victoria Wylde, and today I am going to be showing you the village of Oak Creek here in beautiful Sedona. I am currently at the Collective, which is one of the great shopping centers here in the village of Oak Creek. I'm going to give you a driving tour as if you were sitting here in the passenger seat next to me and we were looking at homes. So I'll tell you all about the community, pros, cons, some different neighborhoods. Hang with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll go ahead and flip you around. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So as I told you, I am currently at the Collective. Oh, there's a car behind me. Let me go ahead, back on up. And the village of Oak Creek. So the village of Oak Creek is a really, really great place to live and to buy real estate. You have a Sedona address while being not in the city of Sedona. So your taxes are a little bit lower. Your regulations are a little bit different, for remodels. You're going through the county versus the city of Sedona. I'm going to turn right here, and then I'm going to take you all the way up through the shops and everything, and then we'll pop into some neighborhoods and look around. And the other thing, too, that's really nice about the village, if you're looking to live here full or part-time, is there's about right now at the time of this video, we just ran the market stats, there's about a 25% difference in price per square foot here in the village of Oak Creek in your favor. So you get a little bit more value for your money here. And a big part of the reason for that is there's a master homeowners association called the Village of Oak Creek Association, VOCA. And I'm going to go ahead. That's the Sedona Golf Resort right there. We might pop into there for a minute. That association, it's a pretty large association all throughout the village of Oak Creek. There's the Collective on the left right there. And it does not allow vacation rentals. So it's 30-day minimum rentals. And a lot of people that decide to look in the village, they like that aspect because they're able, it's more people living here full time or second homes where the homes are vacant if the owner's there versus having guests come in and out. So the price per square foot, I think that's all kind of factored in, where there is a premium for vacation rentals, which are typically found in the city of Sedona limits. But you do get, a very good value down here in the village of Oak Creek. And let me go ahead. Let me focus getting through the roundabout. We have more shops over here to the side. So there's a Pizza Lisa, we also have one of those in the city of Sedona. Great pizza restaurant. We've got Butterfly Burger to the right. There's Village Yoga to the right, nail salon. So really you have a lot down here that you don't even really need to go up into the city of Sedona. There's my favorite coffee shops down here, a great bakery. You've got an Ace Hardware. And so I'm heading north right now on 179. And you're probably wondering what those big, beautiful rocks are. Let me get my car pointed back in the right direction. The rock directly in front of us is Bell Rock. The one to the left is Castle Rock, and the one to the right is Courthouse. And so you also have a lot of great hiking in the village of Oak Creek, or just a few minutes away with Bell Rock and Courthouse. There's some really nice loops that you can do. There's also different ways, you can spur off through Jack's Canyon Road or Verde Valley School Road. And that area is technically Big Park, and I'm going to do another video for those areas. But it's what people really like, the pace and style of the lifestyle down here, because it's very relaxed. There's several golf courses. You're not as in the hustle and bustle of Sedona. So, sometimes when it's spring break or there's really busy times of the year tourism-wise, there's quite a bit of traffic in Sedona proper. And here you're kind of on the outskirts of that, which is what a lot of people like. So to the right there, we've got Ace Hardware. We also have a nice bike shop called Absolute Bikes. Colt Grill is also a local favorite. And so the housing down here, let me think of how to categorize all the housing. A lot of homes, I would say, there are some older homes in these neighborhoods we're going to go explore right now. So 70s, 80s, 90s, a lot of 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. And then there's actually a good bit of new construction in the village of Oak Creek as well. I'm going to actually go by, I'm going to take you on a little detour because I have a listing here. This is a neat little area right here. So this is kind of a commercially zoned area, and I have a bed and breakfast. This is my listing right here, the Cozy Cactus. I'm going to point right there. It's a 9-bedroom bed and breakfast. It's an amazing property. Really, really, really neat. If you're interested in it, reach out. At the time of this video, it's still for sale. It's just a darling, darling property that backs to National Forest. But you've got this nice mix of residential. A lot of the village of Oak Creek is residential, so this is probably one of the only areas that you can kind of do commercial ventures in, mostly being hospitality focused. But getting back to what I was saying, so yeah, the village of Oak Creek, so some older homes, and then I would say there's a lot of homes here built in the 90s and 2000s, early 2000s. And most homes here, I would say there's a higher density of septic in the village of Oak Creek because this is a little more rural, but over time, homes are getting connected to sewer systems. So let me just make sure. I want to make sure we're kind of straight here. There we go. All right. So here we are. We're going into one of the many neighborhoods, and that's what's so great about the village of Oak Creek. Locals call it VOC. So from now on, I'm going to start calling it VOC. We're here a couple minutes off of the main road, and you have everything at your fingertips. You've got great hiking. You've got a grocery store. You've got the Clark's grocery store. But you're just tucked back here just a little bit, and it's really, really, really nice. Private, quiet, peaceful, dark, which I think is what a lot of people move to Sedona for. So I am going to go up this road just so I'm going to peek in. We can't go into all of the neighborhoods. That would be like a 4-hour video. So I'm just going to show you a sampling. And then again, if you are interested in real estate here in Sedona, give me a call. I love, love, love helping people find their dream home here. It is something I really, really, that's like I love a lot of parts of my job, but being able to move here, it's such an amazing place to live, and having, the dream, and then I love helping people make that dream become a reality. So it's really fun. Up here on the right, this is, just at the time of this video, I sold this house about a year ago for $960, I want to say, back to the National Forest, newer construction home. And so the values vary in the neighborhoods. And I would say kind of where we are right now, you'll see values in the 700s for an older home that needs to maybe have a little bit of remodeling done, all the way up over $1 million. So it really just depends on the property. And the views are a big part of, what you're paying for in Sedona. So if a property has really good views, typically you're going to pay more for that. People love Red Rock views, and I get it. That's why so many people are attracted to Sedona, are the Red Rock views. So I'm going to turn left. This is Walnut. And again, so a lot of ranch style homes, flat homes, which are, like no stairs, which is really nice. People like that. I also sold, I'll show you just from a value standpoint, I sold this house on the right here last spring. That is 45 Walnut Way, and I sold that for, I want to say $780, maybe. I think we were just under $800,000. So that it had been partially updated. It was a really nice home, smaller, 2 bedrooms, but really, really, really beautiful home. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to turn left here. Okay. And let me think of what else I can tell you. So we talked about the septic. Yeah, so it really depends on the area that you're in. So some properties, a lot of conventional septic here, not so much alternative, but Big Park sewer is what you would be connected to if you are connected to the sewer, and as long as with Big Park Water, that's the water company that services VOC. And then for gas, this is a little different than the city of Sedona. A lot of homes here are on propane tanks that get filled. So if a couple options there, you can make the home completely electric, which some people do, or you can have a propane if you want, your gas stove or a gas furnace. In Sedona, in our climate, you can completely, we got pickleball courts to the right. I think those are actually newer. So if you like pickleball, let me take a quick detour in my conversation here. Pickleball is a big deal in Sedona. It is all the rage right now. So if that is your thing, you will find people here that love to play pickleball. So, all right, and now we are coming up to the golf course. And I'm going to go slow so you can see all of this. And so we've got a nice, I don't know if you can see on the video, or perhaps you saw we had a nice driving range to the left, and then you've got some green fairways, and there's a little putting practice area to the right. And people love playing golf in Sedona. It is a year-round sport. You know, we get a little warm in the warm in the summertime, but if you get out early, you can usually beat the heat because we do cool off at night. So, okay. So this is Verde Valley School Road that we are coming up to here. And so if we went out to the right, we could continue on and on and on, and that is going to turn eventually from VOC into Big Park. And I will do another video for that and link it somewhere here if you're interested in that area. That area, it becomes a little more about gated neighborhoods. There's some really, really high-end homes out there in the $2, $3, $4 million range in these beautiful neighborhoods. And you will have probably looked on a map and seen how Verde Valley School Road, it's very, very close to connecting out to the Red Rock Loop area, but it doesn't go all the way. So it's something that a lot of people would love it if that connected, because it would be a good way to divert some traffic. But it's something that hasn't happened, and I don't really foresee that happening. So what's nice about it, if you purchase a home out on Verde Valley School Road, is it's pretty much just an out and back, and there's some nice hiking out that way. You can get to Oak Creek and the Crescent Moon area, and again, great hiking in that area. So there's a lot to do around here, which I think is why people really, really love living here. I know my clients that I've helped buy homes, they simply adore VOC because it is a village. I mean, it really does. It has everything that you need. So let me think of what else I can tell you. So another benefit of the village of Oak Creek is you are very close to Highway 17. And that's really great because if you need to get down to the airport, jump in your car, you're right next to the highway. You can get out pretty quickly. Okay. And in terms of Flagstaff, it's actually probably faster to go up the highway than to go to Flagstaff. Then to go up the canyon is what I mean, because if you're in Sedona, you'll go up the canyon for Flagstaff, but it's definitely probably faster to hop on the highway, the freeway, and go from there. Okay. Just giving you guys a good overview here. I want you to be able to see as much as possible. And again, there's really nothing compared to being able to be here in person and look at homes, but what I found when we were looking for a home in Sedona before moving here, we moved here, I'm originally from Florida, and then I moved here from Colorado. That's where we were living in Fort Collins. I wanted to learn as much as possible about Sedona and understand the different neighborhoods and just what this whole area was about. And there was just not a whole lot online of being able to kind of experience that while I was not living here. I was in Colorado at the time. So that's really my goal, is just to be able to show you neighborhoods and the feel of the place, the trees, what that looks like. So I hope this is helpful. All right, so we are coming back out onto Verde Valley School Road, and again, if you go left, you'll hit a dead end eventually, and we'll do another video. That'll be Big Park. Okay, and I'm going to go right here. So, but all in all, it's just totally different. I mean, totally different, but the same as Sedona. There's just benefits and drawbacks. I would say, okay, so we've been over the benefits. It's quiet, it's more affordable, it's not as trafficked. There's great hiking, there's great everything, that you need here. Drawbacks. So let me think. What would drawbacks be? Okay, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I think drawback would be, you know, I don't know. I honestly, let me hang on. I would say, you know, I think the one thing, the grocery store here is a little expensive. It's up here. It's called Clark's. It's very nice. It's very, very nice. It's a lot of organic produce, a lot of nice pre-made, you know, fruits and things like that. It's very, very fancy, I would say. And in a good way, if you like that, it's kind of like Whole Foods, maybe even a little bit fancier than Whole Foods. So if you want some discounted grocery stores, the village does not have that. You would want to probably go to Safeway in Sedona, which isn't really, I don't think it's that much more affordable than Whole Foods, actually. I've done some price comparisons. But the good news is you can jump out to Cottonwood and go to Fry's, which is a Kroger company. And I think they have really, really good groceries out there. And I think you're only about 15, 20 minutes away from here. So the other nice thing here that you can, let me show you the grocery store, since I feel like that's kind of a big deal for people, is where you get your food from. I'll just pull into the parking lot. It's busy today. All right, so here is Clark's. So I would say, yeah, drawback wise, and then, I was going to say the wine area. So another great area, another great aspect of the Sedona Verde Valley area is we have actually really good wineries and vineyards out along Page Springs Road. And so you can get to those by going down 179 and taking the back way to Page Springs and going all along Page Springs Road to the vineyards. And that's one of my favorite things to do. Oh, we got busy all of a sudden. That's one of my favorite things to do on the weekends. I love, love, love going and doing a wine tasting, getting some snacks, charcuterie. I just became a member of the Page Springs Cellars Vineyard Winery, and it's really, really amazing. It's a great value for what you get. You get discounted wine, you get wine every quarter, free wine tastings. It's wonderful. All right, I think we're good to go. Okay, so we are, didn't see that car coming. We are going to go straight now. And so the roundabouts, everybody asks about the roundabouts. They are all over Sedona, and you do get used to them. And I actually have an appreciation where they do feel, they definitely do help the flow of traffic if people actually know how to use them. That's the thing, is like, do people actually know how to use a roundabout? But I have found them to be pretty nice to live with, because you don't have to get stuck waiting at a red light with nobody there. All right, so this is the counterpart to Verde Valley School Road. This is Jack's Canyon Road. And again, one day, I think either today or tomorrow, I'm going to try to come take another video out here. That's going to be Big Park. You can go all the way out. There's horseback riding out there. There's great trails. There's a horseback riding area called Horse Mesa Ranch. It's a boarding facility. So if you have horses, I am a previous ex-horse person. I will one day have another horse. But it's a really great area for riding as well. I know that. And that's probably one of the only areas I think that you can, like, the big boarding facility for horses here. Okay. So, and again, we're heading north now. So we've got Courthouse. This big rock in front of us is Courthouse. So this one is Courthouse. And then the one to the left is Bell Rock. And, you know, style of homes, there's all kinds of different styles, but what you're seeing right now, I would say, is the most consistent through the village. It's the Southwest kind of adobe Santa Fe style home with stucco and flat roofs. It's a very, very popular home design, home style here that, you know, I've really come to appreciate that style. I'm originally, again, from the Southeast, so I never would have seen this in the Southeast, but I really think that adobe style homes are just really, really delightful, and they really match the landscape. And, you know, Sedona is very, very rich in its Southwest culture. And I think being able to live in a home that kind of exemplifies the area that you're in, and you can, decorate it and it kind of all matches, I think that's really neat to be able to do. Okay. All right, so we're going to go right now. So you're just getting to see all of these neighborhoods. And again, yeah, so home value wise, we're in a little bit different area. You're probably going to be in the upper 900s up to, over $1.5 million, depending on the price of the home here. And it really just depends. A lot of homes, were built as custom homes, and then when people sell, it's maybe bigger, maybe has different views. So values, it really does. It's definitely, they're not track homes here. Everything was sort of custom built for the owner. We've got a new construction going on the left right here. So, yeah, so price per square foot at the time of this video, I want to say we're around $430 price per square foot in the village of Oak Creek. And I think I can get out this way, if I remember correctly. It's definitely more affordable than Sedona. And, it's just different. Yeah, so going back to the drawbacks, I'm trying to think about drawbacks. I think, for some people really want to live in the heart and center of Sedona, and that's great. But, I think that if that's what you want, the village of Oak Creek is definitely not your place. If you want to be right next to Whole Foods and all of the West Sedona restaurants or Uptown restaurants, I'll say that living here as a local, I really don't go into Uptown very often to eat or to do anything really. I live in West Sedona. I mostly stick to West Sedona. And I like that area because of it's just less congested, and and again, like if you're coming from a big city, I think you'll laugh at the people, how we complain about traffic here, because it's a small town. And I think when you move to a small town, you just complain about things more. That's what I've noticed in myself, and I catch myself. And then people who live here, because it is a really amazing place to live. It's incredibly safe. It's what I really love. One of the things I love most about living in Sedona is how quiet and peaceful and dark it is. That really, when I travel to other places, I kind of take for granted, I think, how much I enjoy the peace here. It really makes me happy. I love how, at night I hear coyotes, and I wake up and there's like a bobcat in my front yard. Not to scare you or anything about animals, but I saw 2 coyotes in my front yard this morning, and over the weekend we had some javelina, and then tons and tons of birds. We have bird feeders and hummingbird feeders, and it's really, really neat to see all of the wildlife here. And I think because we are surrounded by national forest, it's just great, great wildlife. And you do feel like, I always say that Sedona should have been a national park. I really believe that it should have been a national park because of just how incredible the scenery is. And living here is like living in a national park every single day. You get to wake up and, have access to hundreds of miles of hiking trails and incredible views. So, to our left here, that's another neighborhood called Canyon Mesa. And that's an area that does allow short-term rentals, and there's a golf course. It's mostly townhome condos. So that's a great area, if you want an easy lock and leave property where you can also rent it while you're not here. But again, most of the village is in an HOA of some sort. And the HOA fees, I'm sure you're probably wondering about that. It depends. There's lots of sub-HOAs within the master HOA of VOCA, Village of Oak Creek Association. It's pretty affordable. It's really not. Most HOAs in Sedona are not very hefty at all. It's minimal, super minimal. I don't want to say like exactly what it is on the camera because I'll probably get it wrong, but very very little HOA fees. So, all right, so I'm going to pull into this shopping center here. I'm going to go up here, the roundabout, and pull in. And I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should tell you about the village of Oak Creek. Here's what I'll tell you. I will say that, you won't really know whether you're a Village of Oak Creek person or a Sedona person until, by the way, again, like both of them have a Sedona address. It's just a technicality more so. until you're here and you actually look at properties. And so what I always encourage my clients to do, drive around both, get the feel of the land, see what, speaks to you, and, really try to spend time in both places because it's a huge decision. But I have friends that have lived in both, and there's great pros and cons to, anything in life. So, all right. Well, that is the tour. Thank you so much. If you are still here with me, thank you for hanging with me until the end. Feel free to check out all the other videos on my YouTube channel. I try to do home tours and neighborhood tours again, so you can just see as much of Sedona as possible. My name, once again, is Victoria Wylde with Sedona Luxury Homes. And if you have any questions about Sedona real estate, all of my contact information is down below. Thank you so much. Hope to see you on the trails.